Hi.
We really enjoyed the movie. I already asked the guys, and they were like, yes, it's really nice. First of all, how's life after the movie?
So life is good, more or less. We had really complicated way of living. I moved to the several cities. I have new experiences which I never had before, and yeah, that's fine.
To explain, you live in Berlin and you stayed in Zurich. Yes. And how was your experience, Zurich? Was it welcoming or was it hard in the beginning and now?
It was hard in the beginning because the city was really expensive for me, but I have to stay there, yeah. But I would like to move to Berlin because Anush is there and we have pretty small studio.
It was hard, I believe, leaving your family, your background, your home back, but looking back right now, you're happy with your decision back then in the taxi.
Yeah, there is no regret from our side, and yeah, as I said, we have new experiences which we never had before, and this is, I think, the beautiful side of this story for me.
Going back to the movie, there we saw a different experience that I believe none of us have ever felt. Repression and all the laws, but okay, we saw that it was really hard to make a party, to create music, to get it out there, but in creative process, did you get any inspiration out of that? Maybe the rage and anger or sadness or even pain, or you couldn't like produce when you were home and you started only now?
Our life affected through those things which you mentioned already, but what we think is future. We don't think so much about before. Of course, we had tough time before, especially when we immigrated to Switzerland. But that's life. We should learn more and go further.
I know that you're changing your agency. So what's in your future agenda?
Well, we have so many material to release for next year, and we are very excited. We have some plans which they still didn't run. We try to prepare them. I hope that's gonna work for us.
So tomorrow at Opium, are we gonna hear some of that new material?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell more about that?
I think too much material, yeah.
About the movie, we saw a lot of tension there. And of course, it's a documentary, but there are some things that are, a bit, how to say, acted or put to some, to get more drama into it or more feeling. Was it really that dramatic, plotted, or it was really that dangerous as we saw?
I think what you see as a European, it's a bit different because for us, we used to live there in that situation. Maybe for us, it's not hard as you see now, because you see in a proper way, you see the movie which is ready, with edit, stuff like that. But what we had was reality. Someone followed us, and then she cut some other stuff and tried to connect the part of movie, like connect all together, and you see the proper view of our life, of our last life. I think it's dangerous, in fact, but we didn't care. That's why we could run the process. Other young people nowadays in Iran or a country like Iran, I think when you see the media or news, you get different view, you get different idea of how those people live there. But when you get in, you see the difference, you feel the difference. You see, it could be not that image that I had already.
Why didn't you care? Because you knew that because you were young and crazy, or because you knew that you can get away with your $10,000?
For me personally, it's sort of expression. No one couldn't stop me. Even my parents. I'm only child of my parents, and it's really hard for them to don't have me nowadays, even since I left Iran. That's how it is. I'm human and I follow my dream. Why I should stop and listen to some nonsense from some crazy people? We have different power. We have art, we have music, we have happiness. These are my tools. I can use them.
I think I need more adrenaline in my life.
Where do you find your adrenaline these days?
Probably I live in the right spot, Berlin, full of adrenaline everywhere.
And when,
But him is
and when
different.
and when you work together, you do it online and then you meet in the studio in some city?
We are mostly in between Zurich and Berlin. I have a little bit bigger, better studio in Berlin because the possibility to find synthesizer stuff like related to my work, it's easier, it's better in Berlin. And he comes sometimes to me, I come join him in Zurich, but Berlin is the base nowadays for us. Yeah.
Living in Berlin, you tour and you play other cities and other countries, and tomorrow you're playing here at Opium, which is the best club in Lithuania and all around. Have you ever heard about it? Do you know anything about Lithuanian night scene?
Again, for me personally, I know only good people, good culture, not so much detail, but as a nice country. And also I know 2-3 artists, good artists like Ten Walls, Mario Basanov, like Fiona Older, Linus, and just music idea. And I thought maybe it's worth to visit. I'm happy to be here.
How many hours are you going to play?
Tomorrow, probably 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even more, let's see.
Would you like some more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How your music style changed from what you were playing in Iran deserts till now, and who from international artists inspire you most today?
Actually, we want to always improve the music or our sound. That's why we're always changing. But nowadays we are in the genre is melodic techno. And for inspiration is, I have to say, like for my personally is like New York and the Recondite.
Yeah, same. We work together.
The 5 years have passed. Do you think anything changed in Iran itself? Maybe it became more liberal?
We had some feedback, not so much, because maybe this movie could be more popular in Europe. Because when you go to Iran and tell some people, there is a story, Raving Iran movie, it's popular, this. Maybe people say, oh wow, but let's see. When they watch the movie, they said, no, it's normal for us. It's like daily life, it's not wow, because they involve this topic, in their daily life. And also, it's not about just music and underground music, underground techno, it's about underground life, People suppose themselves free. Majority of people, maybe not just young people in general, if you ask them, do you like Iran? They said, yeah, this is our country and we are free. But the question for you could be this, how you are free, how you think you are free. But when you go there, when you live with them, you will realize, they live pretty underground, which maybe doesn't make sense for you as a free person, European, but for them it's actually sweet and they like it. They hope one day for next generation, they have more freedom for them. Yeah, life is sort of underground. And the question about changing, I felt they become a bit more flexible, but I'm not sure because of our movie. I think because they have the government involved with different problem like heavy sanction through state, and they can't care too much about cultural problems these days. They have to be worried about how to sell their oil, in my view. They don't have time to care about who have rave nowadays to stop them, because I think they are in a bad situation through the sanction these days.
How did the filmmaker find you and how did she approach you? Were you surprised? Were you okay, let's do it? And then at any point, did you want to stop the film thinking, okay, this is too much, or I might get in trouble, stuff like that?
For several times, we felt like insecure and unsure that we want to make it, but at the end we made it. But yeah, it was a risky situation. We were not very stable to say yes or no, like the certain yes or no.
How did you find you?
Before we start to have work together, I organized rave in desert, and person in desert who rent us the shelter there, he was pretty well connected with Western people because he had some tourists from Europe or state who were in love with desert and visit desert, because Iran is not desert. Iran is really big country and has 4 seasons in the same time. We have snow, we have jungle, we have water, whatever. It's not just desert, not that view first. Then he had a lot of tourists for just visiting desert, Iran desert. And those tourists, one of them was this director. She find our photo from his profile and she asked, I'm interested to see this guy, and if you have any connection with this guy and techno scene more or less in Iran, please let me know. And that's how it started. And she found us on Facebook and contacted us. We had lunch together, we talked, and yeah, that's how it started.
To get a better grasp of how dangerous it was in Iran, for example, if you get caught playing with all DJ gear and so on, do they fine you? Do they put you in jail? Do they cut your fingers off? What happens?
Probably they don't kill you, but yeah, there are some punishment. And depends on your crime, how big your party it is, or how much, I don't know, alcohol or drug you have, your guests have, or you organize for them. Yeah, depends. This is same as all around the world, but of course strict, more strict.
Approximately what kind of punishment would you get?
I remember once they catched us, and yeah, I had problem here, as I mentioned in movie, but this was special. It was not like regularly when they catch you, they break your head or something like that. Something happened and I wanted to prevent to break my stuff, then they break my head. This was accident. It was not like commonly they come and break your head because you have rave. The law gives them more power to be more wild, let's say.
Hi guys, so I have a question about the CD you showed film. Do you still have it? And maybe have it here?
Unfortunately, it's gone. It's finished. We are really interested to make it, and maybe we make the new series in the future. Depends what future bring to us.
So did you have to destroy your passports to stay in Switzerland, or do you have another alternative?
We have refugee passport. It's not, let's say, real passport. We can travel in the Schengen area easily, like here. But to get to somewhere outside of Europe, I don't know, UK, Canada, States, Australia, the chance is really less. It's hard to get there.
As you have a successful movie and you are famous now, I was wondering, what does your ex-girlfriend thinking about leaving you just to
So, thank you.
To be honest.
To be honest. That relationship is finished. It's gone. 4 years ago. As you saw in the movie, this is my answer.
What would you appreciate more and what would you choose now? To continue your international career with the perspective that you might become worldwide famous, everyone knows you everywhere, you can play anywhere in the world? Or would you still prefer going back to Iran and playing anywhere you want in Iran freely?
Of course, I would like to be more international and be in a bigger stage, but let's say being in a bigger stage, you need to follow some rules, which I don't like, because those rules make me not so underground as before. Before I was myself and him, it was only our rules, not from someone else or companies or agencies or, Yeah, of course I can't think about Iran now because we are on different direction. I wish I can use this opportunity to change the idea of techno scene, because what we see as a techno nowadays, it's not real techno. It's not what we impressed before, you know. It's pretty business nowadays. It's not, in my view, it's not very real, you know. But I hope through big stages and opportunities which people give us, we also can change a bit of view of techno music nowadays. But we try to improve ourselves and try to make something newer. That's why, for example, we choose melodic techno, which is newer style in techno, and it's not very repetitive 4/4 beats. We always think about this, and we have several brainstorming together. What we do, what is better, how we can be more effective, not just earn money and go some stages, play somewhere and say, yeah, you know us, we are from that story, whatever.
You're living in Europe for a while now, and so you stayed away from home for a while. Is there anything non-trivial that you strongly miss from Iran? I'm not talking about your personal friends or personal family, which anybody would miss, or like things like food and stuff like that. What is outside of this, something that we might not know, something really rooted in Iranian culture that you really miss?
I think when we were in Iran, we could be more emotional. We could make some decision in the moment, you know, not think 100 times and reviewing 100 times. Should I make this? Should I make this decision? Not. Yes, no. You know, we were not so much involved with making decision, several rules, how to get fund for my project, how to make this, how to do this. There we were a bit more free, because the language also we could speak easier, fluent, and also more, let's say, real. Of course, we speak real now, but we could connect better with people and explain our idea maybe better. For me, this is the big difference. Instead of missing my family, friends, food, son, whatever.
Now that you're staying for several years in the West, is it in you to incorporate something Iranian into what you're doing musically? Or you're basically still discovering the Western, the techno scene, the house scene?
I think we still try to discover more Western element in our music, but of course we're taking care about how people, Western people, react, for example, to this melody from Iran, or from, I don't know, this voice from Iran, or this song from Iran, you know, or even the graphic stuff, you know. But we are not so much stick to the race and Iran and country. We try to make music without border, you know. We try to be more open-minded than limit ourselves to the just one country or two country or just one part of the world, you know. If there is something useful in our concept, in our idea, why not? We use it. But mostly we try to find our own way, which is sort of expression, you know. Not just stick to, I don't know, because we are from Iran, we stick to a vocal from Iran and try to mix it in anyhow. It's something which I call it maybe mistake. I saw in other DJ from Iran, they always try to use something really authentic, but with Western style. But the question is how you can be authentic with Western style when you are from Iran and when you suppose yourself as an Iranian artist, which only develop Iranian song or the Iranian vocal or whatever from Iran. If you do something from Iran, in my view, you must put more effort and more idea from Iran, not just vocal from Iran and mix it with electronic beats which created by Western people. Of course, one or two projects could be fine, but more not working, in my view. Thank you.
Ačiū labai labai visiems už klausimus.